Hello students, I am Dr. Mahima Sharma and today's topic is ecology. As you all know that all organisms show relationship with their surrounding environment and every living organism impacts on its environment, whereas environment impacts on the organism. Usually ecology is the term which can be defined as the study of animals and the plants in relation to each other and also with the environment. The term ecology comes from a Greek word which means oikos and logos. Oikos means home and logos means to study. The term ecology was first of all given by Ritter and in 1868, whereas the term was explained by German biologist Haeckel in 1869. Ecology can be defined as the study of interrelationship of different organisms with each other and with their environment, and it is concerned with the general principle that apply to both animals and plants. Now there is the basic concept. We have to know one. Species is a group of organisms that can interbreed and produce fertile offsprings, and they show the common gene pool. What is habitat? Habitat is the environment in which species normally lives, or it's a location. What is the population? Population is a group of organisms of the same species living in the same area at the same time. What is the community? Community is a group of populations living and interacting with each other in any area. And ecology is finally the study of relationship between the environment and the organism. Now here we see the biological spectrum. What is the biological spectrum? It is the biotic level of organization. If we see the biotic level of organization, we see that the biological spectrum is consist of the basic unit is genes, which further compose cells. Cells compose organ. Before that they compose tissues, then organs, then organ system, and then organism. And these organisms compose, the group of organisms compose the population. Population further form communities, and communities give rise to the ecosystem, and multiple of ecosystem give rise to the biospheres. And this whole is called the biosystem, which is composed of biotic and abiotic components. So this is the biotic components. Now classification of ecology. Ecology can be classified on the basis of relation, on the basis of their habitats, on the basis of the level of organization. On the basis of relation, we see the two kind of ecology, plant ecology and animal ecology, where in plant ecology we study plants, in animal ecology we study animals. On the basis of habitat, there is aquatic ecology, in which we study water animals, and in terrestrial ecology we study the animals who live on land. And now the third one, which is on the basis of the level of organization, which is autoecology and synecology. Autoecology is the study of relationship of the individual or organism or species with the environment, whereas synecology, it deals with the relation of groups of organisms or species with their environment, and it is further divided into four. One is population ecology, where we study the population. In B, community ecology, where we study community. Biome ecology, where we study the biomes, and ecosystem ecology. In this we study the various kind of ecosystems. Now the components of ecosystem. What are the components of ecosystem? The component of ecosystem are divided into abiotic components and biotic components. Abiotic components includes the non-living component, and biotic components include the living components. Now the next we have to know that the basic features of ecosystem which are included, like organismal ecologists study, there are the ecologists which study the organism are organismal ecologists, which show the adaptations, beneficial features arising by the natural selection that allows organisms to live in specific habitat. These adaptations can be morphological, physiological, or behavioral. Population. A population is a group of organisms of the same species that live in the same area at the same time. Population ecologists study the size, density, and structure of population and how they change over time. Community. A biological community consists of all populations of different species that live in a given area. Community ecologist focuses on interaction between the population and how these interactions shape the community. Now, the biosphere. The biosphere is the planet Earth viewed as an ecological system. Ecologists working at the biosphere level may study global patterns, for example, climate or species distribution, interaction among ecosystems, and phenomena that affect the entire globe, such as climatic change. Now, we are studying the ecosystem levels. If we study the ecosystem levels, here we can see there are first level is of organism, populations, and communities. Like forest. In forest, each pine tree is an organism. Together, all the pine tree make up a population. All the plants and animals in the forest comprise a community. Now, the next level is ecosystem. Ecosystem, this is the coastal ecosystem in the picture given, which is of United States, includes living organism and the environment in which they live. Now, various ecosystem forms the biosphere. It encompasses all the ecosystem on the earth. The picture is taken from the Wikipedia. Now, next we will study the ecosystem. As we know that what is the ecosystem, we must know that it can be defined as the area in which a community lives, with interaction taking place among the organisms between the community and its non-living physical environment. An ecosystem is formed by the interaction between all living and non-living components. So, in ecosystem, we study the interaction between all living and non-living components. Simple ecosystem definition, we study that ecosystem is that it is a community of a group of living organisms that live and interact with each other in a specific environment. For instance, an example is given. Tropical forests are ecosystems made up of living beings such as trees, plants, animals, insects, and microorganisms that are in constant interaction between themselves and that are affected by other physical such as sun, temperature, or chemical components. So, two biotic and abiotic factors affecting each other. So, in ecosystem, if we study the scientific definition, if we look about the scientific definition, we can say that an ecosystem is the basic unit of the field of scientific study of nature. According to this discipline, an ecosystem is a physically defined environment made up of two inseparable components. Ecosystem is made up of two inseparable components, which are biotopes and biocenosis. Biotopes are abiotic factors. These are they are particularly show the physical environment like climate, temperature, humidity, concentration of nutrients, or pH. Biocenosis is a set of living organisms such as animals, plants, or microorganisms that are in constant interaction and are therefore in a situation of interdependence. So these are the two basic features of ecosystem. Now, the types of ecosystem. The three major types of ecosystem we study. One is the aquatic biomes, the second is the terrestrial biomes, and third are the lentic biomes. Aquatic biomes means water, where we study the interaction in between the water environment, aquatic environment. Terrestrial, when we study the terrestrial environment, these are the terrestrial biomes, and lentic biomes where both aquatic and terrestrial habitats are seen. Now, the next is in this we will study the various kind of biomes. The first is the terrestrial biome. In terrestrial ecosystem are the ecosystem that are found on the land that include forest, desert, grassland, tundra and coastal regions. There can be more than one terrestrial biome depending on their climate. This ecosystem further divided into rainforest. These are the kind of ecosystem which are extremely dense because of the variety of organisms living in the tiny area. Tundra is a kind of ecosystem that is relatively simple ecosystem, since only a few life forms can survive in this ecosystem, especially because of harsh conditions. Because now the next one is the forest, deserts and forest. And these deserts, as you know, that due to their extreme conditions, they show a specific kind of ecology. An animal prefer to live in the extreme heat or the cold. The forest, one can find more forests than any other ecosystem in the world, such as deciduous and coniferous forest. Forest can support many life forms and complex ecosystem. Now the lentic biomes. Lentic biomes are the biomes. These are the kind of ecosystem that support both aquatic and terrestrial forms, such as swamps. The only requirement is that this kind of ecosystem is the exposure for the photosynthesis process to happen, since organisms here survive on carbohydrates made by the photosynthesis. The aquatic ecosystem, I have to explain. Aquatic ecosystem is made up of two. One is the freshwater and other one is the marine ecosystem. The freshwater ecosystem include the pond, lakes and etc. Whereas the marine ecosystem, include the oceans. We will explain it later. Now, ecosystem can be different sizes and can be marine, aquatic or terrestrial. Broad categories of terrestrial ecosystems are called biomes. In ecosystem, both matter and energy are conserved. Energy flows through the system, usually from light to heat, while matter is recycled. Ecosystem with higher biodiversity tend to be more stable with greater resistance and resilience in the face of disturbance and disruptive events. So it has a various kind of characteristic an ecosystem shows. Now the components of any ecosystem. When we see the components, there are two kind of components in the picture given: abiotic factors and biotic factors. As in abiotic factors, we are seeing the ultraviolet radiations which impact the organism, salinity or extreme pH levels which also affect the organisms, the exposure to air, and also hypooxidative stress which also is affecting any organism, extreme temperatures, currents, turbulence and pressure, and lack of sunlight. These are the abiotic factor which actually affects the organism. Where biotic factors include the parasitism, the fouling, the predation, the competition, and competition may be of two types. It may be for food or to space, to shelter. So these are the basic factors which affect the ecosystem. Now the abiotic and biotic factors. Ecosystem are influenced by both biotic and abiotic factors. Biotic factors include animal, plant, fungi, bacteria and protists. And some example of abiotic factors are water, soil, air, sunlight, temperature and minerals. For example, red pandas are distant relatives of raccoons and are found only in the eastern Himalayas. They spend most of the time in trees and eat a primarily vegetarian diet. So a particular ecosystem is required for the specific kind of organisms. Now the biotic factors. Biotic factors are both organism and food, and the food the organism eat. There are three categories of biotic factors. One is autotroph, second one is heterotroph, and third one is detritivores. Now we will explain these factors. These factors are like what are the autotrophs? Autotrophs are exactly the producers or the green plants which actually produce or synthesize the food, whereas the heterotrophs are the factors which consume the product of the producers, and detritivores are those organisms which feed on the detritus food. Now, examples of abiotic factors. Abiotic factors come in all types and can vary among different ecosystems. For example, abiotic factor found in aquatic system may be things like water depth, pH, sunlight, turbidity. Turbidity is the amount of water cloudiness, salinity, salt concentration, available nutrients, nitrogen, phosphorus, etc., and dissolved oxygen, amount of oxygen dissolved in water. Abiotic variables found in terrestrial ecosystem can include things like rain, wind, temperature, altitude, soil, pollution, nutrient, pH, types of soil, and sunlight, etc. Now there is the difference. If we compare the chart of biotic and abiotic factor, we see the biotic factors are the living things, yes, and abiotic factors are not the living things. Example, we see the biotic factors are animals, plants, fungi, bacteria, and all living things, whereas abiotic factors are forest, fires, water, climate, habitat, mineral, human activity, etc. Main categories in biotic factors are producers, consumers, and decomposers, whereas abiotic factor are atmosphere, chemical elements, sunlight, temperature, wind, and water. Main types of biotic factors are living things, whereas abiotic factors are the chemical and physical things. If they affect the ecosystem, biotic factors affect the ecosystem, as well as abiotic factor also affect the ecosystem. So here we have explained the autotrophs, and as you all know, the green plant and algae which make their own food through photosynthesis. The energy is consumed from sunlight by the green plants, and consumers and decomposers use the producers as a food. So this is the biotic factor, and you can study them. Now the autotrophs use some of the energy. Autotrophs use some of the energy to change elemental carbon into organic compound called carbon fixation during photosynthesis or chemosynthesis, although they feed on simple food resources, and autotrophs are the base that derives in the entire ecosystem. Now the heterotrophs. Heterotrophs are exactly the consumers which feed on the producers or the autotrophs. They are the other feeders. They eat more complex organisms like plant and animals. Some examples of heterotrophs are bacteria, protists, fungi, herbivores. Herbivores are deer, cow, sheep. Carnivores are bear, loin, dogs, and omnivores are bird, squirrel, rats, and humans. In fact, about 95% of all living things on earth are heterotrophs. Unlike autotrophs, heterotrophs don't have to fix carbon, so they can take advantage of all the energy from the food they eat. So heterotrophs are introduced here. Now the third, which are the decomposers or detritivores. Detritivores are also the consumers, but they get their own category because of the specific kind of food. These are the organisms which are also referred as decomposers, and they feed on the dead organism. Directly or indirectly, they break down the dead things to get the energy. Example of detritivores are earthworm, fungi, dung beetles, millipedes, sea stars, and fiddler crabs. The complex cycle of interaction between biotic and abiotic factor continues as the decomposers clean up after the producers and consumers, but serve as the food for the heterotrophs at the same time. So these are the biotic factors which we study in the ecosystem. Now the abiotic factors, which also include the climate, now we will explain them. The three categories of abiotic factor broadly we divide are the climatic factors. Climatic factors are the components such as water, sunlight, humidity, climate, temperature, and pH. So for organisms that live in water, sound waves, tides, water clarity, sunlight exposure, and pressure are also considered as abiotic factor. And living organism can take advantage of abiotic factor. For example, the wind can affect the tides and waves of the water. Now we come to the trophic level. What are the trophic levels? These are the nutritive level in the food chain and are known as the trophic level. The organisms in the trophic levels of food chain are categorized based on their feeding pattern. Because their feeding pattern is different, so they are categorized into the different categories or different planes. Like gleaming energy from the sun is the basic source of energy in any ecosystem, and autotrophs, which are self-sustaining organisms, absorb this energy and produce photosynthesis, where they can use this energy to convert carbon dioxide and water into the simple carbohydrates. The autotroph store energy in these carbohydrates, which they then use to produce more complex and organic products like lipid, protein, and starches that help them to grow or survive. The autotrophs are the producers of the ecosystem, and they exactly make the first trophic level of the chain. Now, organic compound produced by the autotroph help in survival of heterotrophs or the consumers. Now, the next. If we see the chain, we will see, for example, let's take the relationship between the sheep and loin in the ecosystem. For its surrounding, the loin eats on sheep, and each relationship like this has an effect on the creatures and plants living in the same area. Hence, if the loin eats more sheep, it has an impact on the plants too, because the number of sheep will decrease and the amount of grass or the plants will increase. The plants will begin to flourish. So though each organism in ecosystem plays an important role. So anytime a foreign factor is put in the ecosystem, it poses a major threat to the ecosystem. This happens because the foreign factor can deform the natural balance of the ecosystem and harm it potentially. This foreign factor could be anything ranging from rising temperature to tsunami. Not just the foreign factor, but man-made factor also destroys the ecosystem. So this was today we studied the ecology. In our next lectures we will study more topics of environmental biology. Few pictures were taken from Wikipedia and internet sources. Thank you.